Alright, so this is some mercury, and mercury is a liquid at room temperature, and these paper clips are just largely iron. So the question is, which of these two metals is denser? Well, put your answers in the comment. Alright, so before we go to the answers, let's first of all understand what density means. Density is the mass per unit volume of a substance. Density is a measure of how much mass is packed in a given volume of a substance. So even though mercury is a liquid, it is still denser than iron, about roughly 1.7 times. If you take a specific volume, let's say 4 centimeters cube, of mercury and of iron, you will find out that more atoms of mercury are packed in that space than atoms of iron in the same space. And that is why mercury is denser than iron. But wait, if many atoms of mercury are packed in a small space, then why is mercury not a solid? Well, it is kind of counterintuitive, but the state of matter is not determined by density. It is determined by temperature, pressure, and the strength of the bond between the atoms or molecules of the substance. For mercury, though its atoms are closely packed, but the bond between them is not very strong, and so the atoms are able to move, and that is why mercury is a liquid at room temperature. For iron, though its atoms are not as closely packed as mercury, it is a solid at room temperature because the bond between its atoms is very strong, and so the atoms cannot freely move. The bond between the iron atoms is so strong that it takes a temperature of about 1500 degrees Celsius to break them and melt the iron. If you learned something in this video, then subscribe for more.